In a closely watched summit at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Alaska, U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin stood side by side after nearly 3 hours of direct talks.
I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little.
Despite the optimistic tone from the U.S. president, the summit concluded without a breakthrough, and notably, without an agreement on a ceasefire in Ukraine. For Putin, the optics alone were significant. Arriving on American soil, greeting Trump with a handshake on a red carpet, and standing as military aircraft flew overhead.
Yes, it's certainly a win for Vladimir Putin. The optics of it were that, he came to American territory, but American territory in Alaska, which of course previously was part of the Russian Federation. And there was a lot of media talk in Russia and billboards going up saying, Alaska is Russian and we will take that back. So he got a photo opportunity with Donald Trump. So it makes him look respected and valued, and making the American president travel all the way to Anchorage to meet him. And at the same time, he basically dodges those sanctions that Trump had threatened.
The leaders offered no joint statement and took no questions from reporters, but Putin appeared content with the symbolism of the moment.
I think probably this is Putin trying to buy as much time as possible. And certainly, with this initial meeting, he would have come with a plan not to get to any rapid agreement, but to keep Trump wanting to continue engaging, and hence that's why I think he's proposed a follow up in Moscow, which, in addition to the optics, a bit of a propaganda coup for Putin.
Though no ceasefire deal emerged, the two leaders claim to have made some progress on undisclosed issues.
Well, I think we're effectively where we were before the summit. It doesn't look, at least on preliminary evidence, as though there's been much progress. Trump certainly talked about many areas on which they agree, but he said ultimately there was no deal. And I think probably that's linked to Vladimir Putin saying that we need to look at the root causes of this conflict, and that's code for the kind of maximalist demands that he's articulated since the invasion in 2022.
Again, Mr. President.
Questions remain about what was discussed and whether Ukraine, which was not present at the summit, will recognize or reject any future proposals.
Given that Kiev isn't in the room, and many European nations who have contributed to protecting and defending Ukraine are also not present. So it remains to be seen whether, in fact, anything that Putin and Trump might negotiate between themselves would be acceptable in Ukraine, because it can simply say, no, we will continue fighting.
Putin's strategy, analysts say, may include offering just enough engagement to keep diplomatic channels open while maintaining Russia's claims in Ukraine.
Well, I think the notion of swapping territory is a kind of strange word to use. There's no actual Russian territory proposed to be swapped. The only question is, how much land must Ukraine cede to Russia? Now, of course, Russia claims 4 regions of Ukraine and has even written them into its constitution to say this is part of Russia. But on the battlefield, it only really fully controls one of those territories.
Putin's departure from Alaska signaled the end of a summit high on symbolism, but low on substance. As both leaders now return to their respective capitals, global observers are left questioning what, if anything, was really accomplished in Alaska.